Tonight, from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Tonight, we put a bow on Week 15 with a good Monday night matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Miami Dolphins. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And a look here at their go-to guy under center.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses that have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got his sights set on another big game right here.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Richardson. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Yeah, man, it's caught inside the 10. Then all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. With touchdown number 27, that ties Priest-Holmes for the third most in a single year. And the Dolphins are going to take a first quarter lead. Extra point attempt to come here. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Chargers as they get set for their first drive. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent, too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense. Get things going.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Well, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
This defense for the Dolphins, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And when I was reviewing the stats from last week's game, I actually had to pull them down and come back to them later because when I read it first, I thought it was a typo or a misprint.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. On is the Chargers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. He'll take it at the 42. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other. supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
Now Richardson to throw on second down. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. But they also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes two to tango. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
To throw is Richardson. To throw on 3rd down. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. That time a 6-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The numbers for him from a week ago. A boatload of carries, 99 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And this is going to be incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. This is fielded at the 27. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing to start the drive. Richardson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great play there with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture in the AFC. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
This offense is starting to get into rhythm. A nice quick throw there on target, able to pick up another 1st down. Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Taking it about the 36. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And a trio of touchdown passes so far. They've got the lead as well. All is good in their football world at this point. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1 play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1 play drive's exactly what you want on offense.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A big play there. With his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, they're stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. Chargers offense back onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Out of the gun, Herbert. Johnson's got it complete. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you've got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Not at all what they envisioned on third down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Richardson throwing on first down. Going up top. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great effort there. His 25th touchdown. Tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Dolphins open the lead up to 34-0.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. So plenty of fireworks here early. 35-0 now as the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. LA set to take over again on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Herbert. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off near the 26, and he'll take this back down inside the 20.
that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another 1st and goal. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Now for the point after. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now it's Herbert. He finds his man, complete. It's Bush. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
Herbert now. And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Dolphins are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by 1 more. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just 1 play resulting in the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Justin Herbert and the rest of the Charger offense set to take over once more. The Charger drive about to get going. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Hands it off out of the gun. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Back to throw here, Herbert. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Miami set to take over. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
And now we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great effort there. On his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins just continue to pour it on. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be a 2nd down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Herbert on first down now. Throw left side complete. That's Johnson. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Herbert. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Miami's offense set and ready to go. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there. And it's second down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. .39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers getting set to go. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40, and he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown. A great play there. With his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control. Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The attention shifts back to Justin Herbert and the Chargers offense. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. On 2nd and 9, Herbert, he finds his man, complete. That's Bush.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. And the catch made by Johnson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. 2nd and 10. Herbert back to the air. He gets it left side to Johnson. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3. Well, they were good last time out with a touchdown drive. This go-around, it's not going to be very easy starting from inside their own 5.
But they shouldn't be daunted by it. You work on this the entire offseason. You work on it in practice. It's called coming out session. Start the ball inside the 5, start on the 5, on the 10. They should be ready to go.
So Mike's number one. All day, every day, any day. Mike one.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down.
45 is the mic. 45 is the mic. You ain't doing 18. Pioneer. You ain't doing nothing today.
Looking to throw. Richardson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Dolphins. A big play there. With touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Dolphins just continue to pour it on. So from back deep in their home territory all the way into the end zone, do you think they expected to score on that one?
I'm not sure they expected to score, but they also show that they're not averse to taking a little bit of a risk there, right? Taking a chance, because the normal call is take care of the football.
Be safe.
Be safe. Instead, they put it in the air and took a gamble, and it paid off in a big way. That wasn't an analytics call. That wasn't a fantasy guy's call. That was like a video game call right there.
It was a little bit of a video game call, but it worked. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, Herbert. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Again, Herbert. To the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he showcases the spin, a pretty good gain before he's taken down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were losers in their ball game as they fall to the visiting Washington football team. The Washingtonians keep their postseason hopes alive as the victory runs their mark to 8-6 on the year. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie, see what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our...
The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. The Chargers getting ready to go here to start this third quarter, and they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half, so where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make this a second down. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
2nd and 10, here's Herbert once more. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big gain that. Time for the Chargers.
And the Chargers first down.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Here's Herbert. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Herbert's throw complete there to Johnson. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Herbert throwing again. Again, it's Johnson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. This offense, Charles, we've talked about how well they played all season, sitting now at 13-0 and the finish line for a perfect regular season. That's in sight. Some in the media this week were pointing back to the 07 Patriots. Of course, remember, they finished the regular season unbeaten, but they were tested multiple times in that final month plus.
Yeah, it was something like 4 of their last 6 wins were one-possession games, and they played like a team that was trying to protect something instead of chasing something. And that's what happens when you have an undefeated record. So it behooves you as a team, get a couple blowouts in there so you get a chance to relax and breathe. But that's much easier said than done.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd.
Check, boys. Smash. 626. Shoot. Watch twins.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he's got this down to the 35.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
He's checking.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Finding room to the 20. And finally taken down at the 15. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now. And he's carried the ball just 5 times.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
On this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
It's our time, guys. It's our time. Watch the twins.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Here we go.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Hey, check. Hey, switch gears. Shift.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control.
We know that the big guys won't get the credit, Brandon, but we also know that that touchdown belongs to them. Excellent job of clearing the way for their running back.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them. When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there's no space available, and incompletion as a result.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 4th down. On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on to kick it away. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get. Front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Going to give this time to the tailback. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Here's Richardson on 3rd down. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got a man complete. Touchdown. A great play there. With touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Dolphins just continue to pour it on. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And as the numbers show, he really wasn't in the mix at the beginning, but they've got him in the rotation now, and it's proved a good move.
And that's what happens when you're a good player. There's a lot more attention drawn to you, and it's obvious that they had him in their game plan on defense, not letting him get off to a good start, but he's found a way so far here in the second half.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, it's our round. 58's Mike, 58's Mike. Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time.
Back to throw. Herbert. Complete. It's Johnson. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Herbert has it knocked free. But a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
And that will be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes knock it away.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we
enjoy.
share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Sponge. No.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. 40 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
They run the counter now on first down. And some room to maneuver. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the...
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. It's the fullback with touchdown number 29. Too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Dolphins add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chargers ready to take over. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On first down, Justin Herbert. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Herbert looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd and long, it's Herbert. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. On is the Chargers punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. Dolphins offense returning to the field. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? Best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. With that run, double check my math, yes, he has hit 8,000 career rushing yards.
And that's fantastic. That means he's now approaching the top 50 all-time rushers in NFL history. That means he just sped past Terrell Davis, who's in the Hall of Fame. And now he's just got to go ahead and be strong and run hard because he's chasing down Larry Zonka.
On 3rd down, Cotton. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. 3 yards remain for second down.
Watch one. All day, dog. Tight dog. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or two. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
But you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. One last throw here for Herbert. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Miami, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.